Hello, my name is Claire Easterly, and I will be comparing and contrasting the two types of PBLs. The unit and topic I will analyze will be the unit during medieval China in a 7th grade social studies classroom. The unit is called Made in China, and it will cover the Silk Road, how trade affected societies in ancient and medieval China, and how trade still influences societies and cultures today. The topic will be fair trade, which will come at the end of the unit. It will help students make the connections between trade in the past and in the present. Project-based learning and problem-based learning have many similarities. These similarities are 21st century skills, learner-centered, cooperative groups, they're inquiry-driven, and they have real-world connections. Both PBLs need to provide students with the opportunity to present their findings to an authentic audience, whether that be in person or through the use of technology. When students understand that their projects will be shown to others outside of the classroom, learning becomes more meaningful and real. There are many reasons on why you should use PBLs in the classroom. For example, all students, regardless of their socioeconomic or cultural backgrounds, deserve the opportunity to discover their own voice through PBL and the authentic learning that can come from exploring the true depths of a question. So both types of PBLs, whether that's project or problem-based, have some type of core question that will drive learning for the students. The defining characteristics of project-based learning are students are given the same project task, so they will be asked to complete some type of project. It will address concepts from multiple disciplines, so it won't just be social studies. There'll be language arts, there'll be government, there'll be econ, there'll even be mathematics. Different types of subjects will be pulled into this project. There will be multiple answers using multiple methods. It won't all be textbook-oriented or Google or internet-oriented. There'll be multiple ways for students to gain information and use it for their presentation or project. And they will be likely to gain long-term understanding of the topic through project-based learning. So thinking about the topic fair trade, how I would structure a project-based learning assignment would be for students to create a presentation arguing for modern fair trade goods and practices and present to local business leaders. So students could create a Wii video or a YouTube video. They could create an art piece. They could write a persuasive letter. There's multiple ways for students to make a presentation, but they would all be sent or presented to the local business bureau in our town. So according to Myung-Hee Shin, in project-based learning, students solve challenging and authentic problems by working in collaboration with each other. Therefore, project-based learning not only has students apply their knowledge to their experience, but it also lets students work in teams to solve the problems. So thinking about the fair trade topic through project-based learning, students be working together collaboratively. They would be researching and finding out why businesses should practice fair trade and how to convince businesses to actually follow through and only buy and sell fair trade items. The defining characteristics of problem-based learning are students are presented with a problem. So the teacher would be providing students with the inquiry question or with the problem. And there's going to be many different ways to solve that problem. So students would have the freedom of choice to figure out how they're going to work together in their collaborative groups to have the information available to them to solve that problem. Problem-based learning projects typically tend to be shorter time frame. Project-based learnings could take like a whole semester or a whole unit, whereas problem-based learning could be shorter, 1 to 3 class periods even. And there's going to be similar responses to the inquiry question or to the problem that is presented for students. If I'm thinking about fair trade topic again, a way to have students learn about that topic through problem-based learning would be to answer the inquiry question, why do companies and consumers not buy and sell fair trade goods? This will require students to learn about why people should buy and why companies should buy and sell fair trade items, but what is really holding society back from following through with these practices? According to Wagner, the instructor probes students with questions while they work to determine what knowledge they already possess about a problem and the additional information they will need to solve it. The students then locate the needed information, incorporate it into the information they already know, and use it to arrive at a solution. So, thinking about the problem based learning project for fair trade, students are going to have to work together to find the information in order to solve the question or solve the problem in general. So, in conclusion, problem based learning and project based learning have similarities. The biggest difference between the two is that project based learning, there's a task provided. So, the end is already in mind. Students know upfront this is the presentation you will be giving, or this is something that you will have to present to the authentic audience. And then students in their collaborative groups find the multiple sources, they find ways to create that presentation and complete that task provided. In problem-based learning, students are given upfront the complex question, and then as their collaborative group, they find ways to solve it, and they can present it in a whole wide variety of ways. So those are the main differences in comparing and contrasting problem-based learning with project-based learning. This is my list of references, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.